Hello everyone and welcome back to Ponderosa North for the love of Bonanza. Today I'm going to focus on my favorite Ben episodes. Where to start? The guy did almost 400 episodes. A hard-working man was Lorne Greene. But let's go anyway. I'm just going to mention a few of my favorite episodes. And when I'm thinking about doing an episode show or my favorite episodes, I just sort of think Ben, and these scenes sort of come into my brain, and that's how I know they're my favorites or my most outstanding episodes of Ben. So I'm going to start with A Good Night's Rest. I love this episode. Here's poor Ben trying to get some sleep. He comes home after a hard day. He just can't seem to get away to have a quiet night. He comes home. He's exhausted, and little Joe is outside with his girlfriend, and they're running around and flirting and laughing and twittering, and Ben is like, you know, I'm tired. Can you keep it down? Can you keep it down? Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, sure thing. No problem. Goes inside. Adam is playing his guitar. Adam, can you just, I'm trying. I really need to get some sleep. Can you? Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Goes upstairs. Gets into bed. All he hears is snoring. Haas is next door, snoring up a storm. Tries to turn him over. That doesn't work. Adam starts playing guitar again, and outside the window, Joe and his girlfriend are really yucking it up, and Ben just says, I'm out of here. And he ends up going to, sorry, my notes have fallen down. He ends up going into Virginia City. Why he thought Virginia City was going to be a quiet place, I have no idea. Quieter than the mountains of the Sierra Nevada. I don't know what the logic was. Goes into town, and that's the other thing too. Like from the Ponderosa to Virginia City is like an 8-hour ride. I never really got this how they could just go back and forth. It was very funny to me. Anyway, he gets into town. And he finds a room, but when he gets into the room, somebody's sleeping in his bed. And he finally kicks this guy out. And next door, there's a lady crying, and he's got to find a way to figure that out. Anyway, it's a very funny episode, and it's really a great focus on Ben and his patience. And we all know that if anybody had his patience tried, it was Ben Cartwright. Like in, Old Sheba and Ponderosa Matador and Bank Run, all these great episodes where the dad is like, these boys, what are they thinking? Why can't they just behave? They're grown men. Anyway, I always love that dynamic between Ben and his boys. They were so respectful of him. But yet they always got into so much trouble, and Ben was like, if I've told you once, if you're gonna do any roughhousing, do it outside. It's just a really funny dynamic that they had. Okay, so that is A Good Night's Rest, one of my favorite Ben episodes. Let's go on to my next favorite episode, which is To Die in Darkness. Now, this is an episode that was written and directed and performed by Michael Landon. This man has been sent to jail, played by James Whitmore, due to Ben. But he gets out of jail, and he's got revenge on his mind, so he digs a pit in a cave. I don't know where Mike comes up with these ideas. And he decides to put Ben, and it so happens, Candy, in there. For, I guess, for the amount of time that he spent in jail, which was 2 years or 3 years or something. So here they are, nowhere to go, nothing to do, except be. And what I find interesting about this episode is that it really highlights Ben's leadership, sort of his military leadership abilities. Stay calm. We'll get out of this. Keep positive. He was just always had that nature about him. Be positive. This is, we can do it. We can get through this, Candy. But the other thing I find interesting about this episode is that they did allow them to grow beards, but what about the latrine? This guy would throw down food and water, but there was no place to go. I mean, they never thought of that. And for some reason, I checked it twice. They rode to this place without wearing their guns. They never went anywhere without their guns. That was kind of puzzling to me. And then the other thing that was interesting about this episode was that Hoss and Little Joe were Pa's missing. He's gone. Well, he's gone. They put an article in the paper. They're just like, where have you seen this man? He's been gone for 2 weeks, a month. They never were worried about Candy. Where's Candy? They didn't seem to notice that he was missing too. Anyway, a really great episode. Good acting, great acting by both David Canary and Lorne Greene in this one. But yeah, it was an interesting concept, and I liked it because they did sort of have growth of beard and things like that would have happened. I mean, probably a couple years earlier they would have all been clean shaven, even though they'd spent 3 weeks in a pit. My next favorite episode is The Prime of Life. This is a great episode. Ben is he's got this contract to fill. He's got to provide lumber for the railroad, and it's a lot of lumber, and he's under a lot of pressure. He's driving everybody to work. He's very focused. He's thinking about the bills and the crew, and he's just got a lot on him, and he's putting a lot of pressure on the boys too. So much so that he's lax in his judgment, and people are getting hurt, and a man is killed. The block and tackle that is holding up the logs is cracking. Ben says, "I don't care. We need this done." And Jeb, I think it's Jeb, is killed, and Ben is injured as well, and he just goes into guilt mode. He's just riddled with guilt, and the boys are, come on, Dad, snap out of it. It wasn't your fault, but he continues on and tries to give money to the fellow's daughter and son, and then the boys are trying to get teams to move all this lumber and everything. So it's just a great episode. It's a Prime of Life. It's one of my favorite Ben episodes. Some of the other ones that I love are The Mill. I love The Mill because for some reason Ben had this thing for a married woman, and it was often that way. I mean, like, she's married, Ben, but she seemed to have a thing for this guy's wife. I forget his name. Anyway, and there was a lot of women in Ben's life that were not so great. The Lady Chadwick, she wanted his money, she wanted his land, and Ben actually figured it out and called her the most charming, conniving witch I've ever known. Woo! Wow! There was the bride, Jennifer, that showed up and said she was married to Ben. They're all after his money. There are a lot of gold diggers, but there are a lot of very genuine people in Ben's life as well. I love the legacy where he talks about his boys and how level-headed they are, and they're good boys. They're good men. Great episode, and there's so many. I mean, it's very difficult to break down all of Ben's great episodes, but those are just a few. Like I said, you can always buy the DVD set, and you can see all of Ben episodes. It's available. The entire series is available on DVD now. Just go to Amazon and buy it, and you can have a beautiful binge week of 440 episodes or whatever it is. So those are my favorite Ben episodes. I'd love to hear what yours are. And we will see you next time on Ponderosa North for the love of Bonanza. See you later.